Hi, everyone, and welcome to another galactic episode of The Dungeon Crashers. I'm Guy.
And I'm Zapeel. As usual, be sure to like and subscribe, and get that bell on if you want to be notified when we post our great D&D videos. So far, with our Spelljammer crew, we have our trusty captain, reliable deckhand, and our charming rogue. Now we just need someone to steer this vessel. We will be using another one of the new races from Spelljammer, the Plasmoid. In our home game, my brother's playing a character that is a Plasmoid, and it seems like a really fun race to play. Like the rest of the new races, they get 3+1 ability boosts that you can put on any ability score, but no more than a +2 on one ability. Your creature type is an ooze, so you will get some crazy looks in town, and you know why. You can be either medium or small and have a walking speed of 30 feet. They get common and one other language of your choice. They get dark vision out to 60 feet, and they get the ability Hold Breath, which lets them hold their breath for 1 hour. Amorphous, which lets you squeeze through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide, provided you are wearing and carrying nothing. You also have advantage on ability checks you make to initiate or escape a grapple. They also get natural resistance, giving them resistance to acid and poison damage, and you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. And lastly, they get Shape Self. If you are not incapacitated, you can reshape your body to give yourself a head, 1 or 2 arms, 1 or 2 legs, and makeshift hands and feet. Or you can resort to a limbless blob, no action required. As a bonus action, you can extrude a pseudopod that is up to 6 inches wide and 10 feet long, or reabsorb one into your body. You can use this pseudopod to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour out the contents of a container. The pseudopod can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. They can make for some interesting role-play encounters, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it definitely can. We're getting some hentai vibes in our campaign. For the ability scores, we went with the point-buy system. We start with a 10 on strength. You'll be steering a big ship, so she'd at least have average strength. A 14 on dex, making it 16 with +2 from our racial bonus. Dex is one of the main abilities for a monk, so it's best to have it as high as possible. A 14 on Constitution, because everyone needs hit points and a good Constitution save. A 10 on Intelligence, it's not good to have a negative. A 15 on Wisdom, making it 16 with the last racial bonus. It will be your main casting stat for Druid, and it helps with the monk's unarmored defense. And last is an 8 on Charisma. Hey, you're an ooze. You don't need to be charismatic. For the background of this character, you start out as a young ooze looking for adventure, but you soon realize that the world is full of dangerous creatures. You've always been quick, but wearing armor never felt right to you, so you decided to train as a monk. While at the monastery, you became fascinated with the stars and what could lie beyond. You hear stories of sailors that can travel between the stars, and you decide you want to be the one that guides those ships to their destinations. To do that, we need to take the sailor background. It gives us 2 skills, athletics and perception. We are proficient with navigator's tools, which is what we need to fly a Spelljammer ship. Now, well, for roleplay purposes anyway. In the rules, we also need to be a spellcaster, but we'll get that too. And we can pilot and navigate water vessels as well. The feature for this background is ship's passage. When you need to, you can secure free passage on a sailing ship for yourself and your adventuring companions. You might sail on the ship you served on or another ship you have good relations with. Pirate is a variant of this background. If you want to walk the pirate path with your character, this is the way to do so. And once you finish your training at the monastery, you set out on your journey as a first-level monk. You get 2 skills from the monk list, and we want Insight and Stealth. As we said before, monks get unarmored defense, allowing you to add your Wisdom modifier to your armor class when not wearing armor or carrying a shield. They also get Martial Arts. Your practice of martial arts gives you mastery of combat styles that use unarmed strikes and monk weapons, which are short swords and any simple melee weapon that don't have the two-handed or heavy property. You gain the following benefits while you are unarmed or wielding only a monk weapon, and you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield. You can use dexterity instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. You can roll a d4 in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strike or monk weapon. This die changes as you gain monk levels. When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. For example, if you take the attack action and attack with a quarterstaff, you can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus action, assuming you haven't already taken a bonus action this turn. Our starting equipment is simple. Robes for armor, a hand axe for a melee weapon, because it's light, can be thrown, and does the same damage as a short sword. And let's not forget our navigator's tools and explorer's pack. Of course, as an ooze, we don't need any equipment. We can shape ourselves to use it, but we don't have to. With martial arts and unarmored defense, we can just ooze around attacking people with unarmed strikes. So if we need to leave our stuff behind to ooze through a tiny hole, we'll be just fine without it.
Yeah. After a few adventures, we become second level. We decide we want to know more about the stars and discovering the secrets hidden among the constellations. So at second level, we take our first level of Druid. You know Druidic, the secret language of the Druids. You can speak the language and use it to leave hidden messages. You and others know this language, automatically spot the message. You also get spellcasting. You get 2 cantrips known and 2 first level spell slots. You are a prepared caster and can prepare a number of spells equal to your Druid level plus your Wisdom modifier, so 4 to start. For cantrips, let's take Produce Flame and Mending. This also works for repairing the ship when it is damaged. For our prepared spells, take Absorb Elements, Detect Magic, Ice Knife, and Healing Word. This might be a little longer of a video, so we'll be just giving the spells that we would take. We recommend you look them up so you know the details of the spell. Now that we are a spellcaster, we can attune to the spell-jamming helm and pilot the ship. As we continue our travels, we learn more about the stars and how to navigate them. At third level, take second level of Druid. The first ability we get is Wild Shape. You can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast you have seen before. You can use this feature twice, and you regain expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. We'll be using our Wild Shape uses in our Druidic circle we get at this level, which is Circle of the Stars. The ability Starry Form gives you the ability to harness Constellation's power to alter your form. As a bonus action, you can expend a use of your Wild Shape feature to take a Starry Form rather than transforming into a beast. While in your Starry Form, you retain your game statistics, but your body becomes luminous, your joints glimmer like stars, and glowing lines connect them as on a star chart. This form sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light in another 10 feet. The form lasts for 10 minutes, and it ends early if you dismiss it, with no action required, are incapacitated, die, or use this feature again. As a news, we actually don't have joints, but being a glowing puddle of slime with constellations shining from within us seems a pretty cool thing as possible.
Yeah.
Whenever you assume your starry form, choose which of the following constellations glimmer on your body. Your choice gives you a certain benefits from the form. The Archer. A constellation of an archer appears on you. When you activate this form, and as a bonus action on your subsequent turns while it lasts, you can make a ranged spell attack hurling a luminous arrow that targets one creature within 60 feet of you. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. Next is the Chalice. A constellation of a life-giving goblet appears on you, and whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. And last is the Dragon. A constellation of a wise dragon appears on you, and when you make an intelligence or wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on a d20 as a 10. The next ability we get is Star Map. You've created a star chart as part of your heavenly studies. It is a tiny object that can serve as a spellcasting focus for your Druid spells. While holding this map, you have these benefits. You know the Guidance cantrip. You have the Guiding Bolt spell prepared. It counts as a Druid spell for you and doesn't count against the number of spells you have prepared. And you can cast Guiding Bolt without expending a spell slot. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And last for this level, we can prepare another spell and get another first level spell slot. Let's take Cure Wounds. This works great with the Chalice Starry form. At fourth level, we'll be taking third level of Druid. At this level, we can prepare another spell and we get another first level spell slot and 2 second level spell slots. I like Wither and Bloom for a great second level damage and healing spell. At fifth level, we can take fourth level of Druid, getting an ability boost, and we'll gladly put it our Wisdom, making it 18. This improves our spell attack and save DCs, as well as our unarmored defense. We also get another cantrip known. We can prepare 2 spells, and we get another second level spell slot. For the cantrip, take Thunderclap, and for the prepared spells, take Moonbeam and Lesser Restoration.
And by now, the captain and crew have seen our abilities in combat, as well as our ability to navigate by the stars. We have secured our role as the ship's navigator and helmsman. With spell slots in short supply, we decide to resume our martial arts training to be more well-rounded. At 6th level, we take 2nd level of Monk. We get key points. You can spend these points to fuel various key features. Flurry of Blows. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action, sending out a storm of unarmed attacks. Patient Defense. You can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. I see us dodging as opening up holes in ourselves that attacks pass through. Step of the Wind, you can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for that turn. When you spend a key point, it's unavailable until you finish a short or long rest, at the end of which you draw all your expended key back into yourself. You must spend at least 30 minutes of the rest meditating to regain your key points. We also get unarmed movement. Your speed increases by 10 feet while you're not wearing armor or wielding a shield, so now we can ooze around really fast.
Speedy slime.
At 7th level, we'll take 3rd level monk. First, we get deflect missiles. You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with a range of 20 feet and 60 foot long range, using the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. You make this attack with proficiency regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. This is also a fun ability for a slime. We absorb the arrow into us and then we spit it back out. We get our monastic tradition, and we want Way of the Sun Soul. The ability we get is Radiant Sunbolt. You gain a new attack option when you use the attack action. This special attack is a ranged spell attack with a range of 30 feet. You are proficient with it, and you add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Its damage is radiant, and its damage die is a d4, and this die changes as you gain monk levels. When you take the attack action on your turn and use this special attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action. When you gain the extra attack feature, the special attack can be used for any of the attacks you make as part of the attack action. Now, as a glowing slime, we can blast all sorts of energy at our enemies, either sending 3 bolts with Radiant Sunbolt, or casting Guiding Bolt and sending a beam with our Archer constellation. We can also spit fire with Produce Flame, or ice with Ice Knife. At 8th level, we take 4th level monk, getting an ability boost, and we'll put it on our dex, making 18. This will improve our melee attacks, armor class, and the new special attack we got last level. We also get Slow Fall. You can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level. And there's an optional feature here, Quickened Healing. As an action, you can spend 2 key points and roll a martial arts die. You regain a number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency bonus. And 9th level will be 5th level monk. We get extra attack, allowing you to attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action on your turn. We also get Stunning Strike. When you hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to attempt a Stunning Strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 8 plus proficiency bonus plus wisdom modifier, or be stunned until the end of your next turn. Your martial arts die increases to 1d6 at this level. At this point, we can abandon equipment altogether, except for our star map, as we are more effective with our unarmed attacks and sunbolts than with any of our weapons, and we don't need armor, and wearing clothes has always been optional.
At 10th level, we take 6th level of monk. Our unarmored movement increases to 15 feet, and we get key empowered strikes. Your unarmed strikes count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. From the Way of the Sun Soul, we get Searing Arc Strike. You get the ability to channel your key into searing waves of energy. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 2 key points to cast the Burning Hand spell as a bonus action. You can spend additional key points to cast Burning Hands at a higher level spell. Each additional key point you spend after the initial 2 key points increases the spell level by 1. The maximum number of key points you can spend on the spell equals half your monk level. At 11th level, we'll be taking 7th level of monk. We get Evasion. When you are subjugated to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to only take half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail. We also get Stillness of Mind. You can use your action to end one effect on yourself that is causing you to be charmed or frightened. At 12th level, take 8th level of monk, and we get an ability boost, and we'll use it to cap our dexterity at 20. At this point, the captain trusts us to take care of the ship and the crew if the need arises. We have many options to choose from when attacking. Our AC is 19, and with deflect missiles, absorb elements, and evasion to lessen the damage we take, and our healing abilities, we have become a valuable asset to the crew. To finish off this build, we'll be going back to Druid. At 13th level, we take 5th level of Druid. We can prepare another spell, and we get 2 3rd level spell slots. For the prepared spell, let's take Call Lightning for a good damaging spell. At 14th level, we take 6th level of Druid. From Circle of the Stars, we get Cosmic Omen. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can consult your star map for omens. When you do so, roll a dice. Until you finish your next long rest, you gain access to special reaction based on whether you rolled an even or an odd number on that dice. Wheel, which is the even number, whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and add the number rolled to the total. It is woe if it was an odd number, Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and subtract the number from the total. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. We also get another prepared spell and a 3rd level spell slot. Dispel Magic is always a good spell to have on hand.
Now 15th level is 7th level Druid. We can prepare another spell and we get a 4th level spell slot. Let's take Blight for a high damage necromancy spell, giving us yet another energy type. And 16th level is 8th level Druid. We get an ability boost and we want to cap our wisdom off at 20. We can prepare 2 more spells and we get another 4th level spell slot. Let's take Divination and Revivify. 17th level will be 9th level Druid. We get another spell we can prepare and another 4th level spell slot. And we get a 5th level spell slot. Take Mass Cure Wounds so you can heal as many of the crew as you can in one go, which will also work nicely with our Chalice constellation. And 18th level is 10th level Druid. From Circle of Stars we get Twinkling Constellations. The constellations of your starry form improve. The 1d8 of the Archer and the Chalice become 2d8, and while the dragon is active, you have a flying speed of 20 feet and can hover.
Yeah, flying slime.
That's great. Moreover, at the start of each of your turns, while in your starry form, you can change which constellation glimmers on your body. For spells, we get another cantrip known, can prepare another spell, and get another 5th level spell slot. For the cantrip, take Poison Spray, just because I think it'd be funny seeing a plasmoid spraying poison everywhere. For the prepared spell, take Cone of Cold. Our spells and cantrips have a good variety of damage types, making us able to fight many types of enemies, and our Guiding Bolt and Radiant Sunbolt ability deal radiant damage that not a lot of creatures resist. And 19th level is 11th level Druid. We can prepare another spell and we get a 6th level spell slot. Take either Heal if you find that you and the crew are always running low on hit points, or Sunbeam if you're still lacking in spell power, but at this point you shouldn't be. Finally, at 20th level is 12th level Druid. At this point you could take a feat if you wanted to. The tough feat would be a good choice to help with your hit points, but we want to boost our constitution to 16. It still gives us hit points, not as much as the tough feat, but will also help with constitution saves and concentration checks. We get one last spell we can prepare, so take the one you didn't take last level.
Yeah. We think this build will be a valuable member to any Spelljammer crew. You have many ways to do damage, from doing Unarmed Strike with Burning Hands to using the Arster constellation to cast multiple spells all over the battlefield. You shouldn't be considered the crew's main healer, but you can if you have to. Just use your monk abilities in combat and save your spell slots for heals. If you have any questions, comments, or build ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. Next week we'll be doing the ship's first mate, the mighty warrior that keeps the rest of the crew in line and working. So look forward to that, and until next time, cheers!